Phil Castro here, the founder at Kamp. We're at Boss Bites, and Boss Bites is an awesome upscale VIP experience for venture-backed founders and investors. And this is
John Driscoll from Naked Development.
So we're back here in New York City today, and we're going to be talking about a few different topics. I'm going to start with just kind of naming off different topics, and we're just kind of riff on it. So the first one, co-founders. How do you find one? Where do you look, etc.?
Oh man, see, I don't know that I have a great answer to that. You tell me. So in my experience, I've seen them become organically, but I know some people that have gone online and they've signed up for some of those co-founder communities and they found co-founders that way, and that seems to be also a great option. Personally, I found them just organically in my life, and then, it seems like once you put out and you go, hey, I'm looking for this person that has these skills, I don't know why, but the world seems to present that person. Do you agree?
This is what I think. It's kind of like dating, where if it happens organically, that's probably the best scenario.
It's the best,
especially if you have like warm referrals and with friends, etc., and it kind of like it evolves. But there, of course, if you can't find one, a founder's going to probably have to look for one if they feel they need a co-founder. So my next question to you is, do you think all founders need a co-founder?
So let me back up. How do you define it? Does a co-founder has to be from the very beginning? Or if they come on later, do you still call them a co-founder?
I think it's before product market fit.
Yes, I agree with that.
So that could be in month 2, that could be in year 3. They have to be able to find that person to help them ramp up and
when they go to
something
market
that people love.
Yeah. Okay. So when they go to market, if they were there before that, they're a co-founder.
Right.
I like that. Okay. I would say I think it's better. I've done it both ways. Mm-hmm. I think it's better to have a co-founder. I feel like I've had more success with a co-founder than without.
Of course.
It's hard when you're just thinking in a vacuum, and it's just you.
Right.
Because you're always going to agree with yourself. I don't disagree with myself very often, but so I feel like having that person to rub up against and have them make you see another perspective and all that, I think that's really helpful. And I also think, and this is maybe a question for you, I think it's easier to raise money with a co-founder.
Sure, and do you know why though? It's because investors see 2 of John's or 2 of Phil's, and usually you have complementary skills.
Yeah.
So if I'm good at coding, if I'm good at organization, if I'm good at in the back ends, behind the curtains, John might be the opposite. Yeah. He might be great at the sales, he might be great at the marketing. You're the yin to my yang. Yep. That's why investors love it.
I agree. So if 2's good, is 3 a party?
This is where it gets a little rough. Because if you bring this up at like a dinner party and have this conversation, there's gonna be people that say, no, 3 is too much, 3's a crowd. Yeah. So it's always like, you know what I mean? So I would say the sweet spot is usually between 2 and 3, but of course there's outliers that is only one person. Yeah. And they still rock it. Mark Zuckerberg's, the Elon Musk, etc. So it definitely does happen.
It does, right? But you also have the Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, where it was like
the combo,
right? And they were so good because one was like this, the other one was like that. And when there's 3, I've seen that go sour. I feel like 2 people often gang up on the other one. Yeah. So like sometimes there's like a real riff in the relationship. Right. It's hard for 3 to stay tight. Right. So I think we kind of agree.
Yeah.
Wow. First time, Phil.
We do.
I'm kidding. No, I'm not. We always agree. Yeah.
All right. So the next question, AI, how it's taking over in the future, and what do you think the real impact is going to be, especially like with your position? Like, what are you going to see?
So there's AI in like the world that I'm seeing, like for processes and systems and stuff like that. And then there's like the AI big product stuff. So let's talk big products, because I think that's a more sexy topic. Like everybody wants to talk about that. I think, yes, we are seeing things move faster than ever before. And it is absolutely taking over. I just even find I don't like writing emails without checking with ChatGPT if I could have better wording. You know what I mean? So like it just seems like from small things like that to the big stuff. And I think that where I see the best application is us building plugins into everything, so that AI is doing a lot of the work so that we have better, more quality data than we did before. Like I even find like ChatGPT could have better information than Google in a lot of cases, right? Like, so it's like crunching the data better than anything else. And so I don't know. I think, yes, it's moving really, really fast, but I think we're also still, like always when there's a new technology, we're trying to find the best applications for the technology.
Sure, and you know what I think, I'm just gonna, again, riff a little bit here.
Please.
Is essentially like with AI, of course it's always good, but a lot of good also comes with bad. Think about social media. Like social media is absolutely amazing thing. It connects so many people, but think about what happens with the backlashes of social media. The hate, the discrimination, divorces, because people are swiping left and right easily to meet somebody. So there's always gonna be bad with the good, but essentially as long as it's overall good, I think it's, you know, obviously in the right direction.
And then we never know the end of that, right? We don't know the answer to that question until it's too late and you can't stop it.
And the reason why I'm thinking this is, isn't it scary that like with AI and what's coming out like lately, that they can like literally like take a celebrity's voice and make a song that they didn't even sing? Like, this is what I'm getting at, is like, where does it go?
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, I do worry about, like, you know, being able to control the value of content. Those are the kind of things, like, I don't know how we're gonna work through some of that stuff, and it does scare me a little bit,
We'll see. And then the last point I wanna make with AI, and actually anything with regards to innovation, is like, it's funny because if you look at the different kinds, it's really like interesting and unique that you can see like working class innovation with AI. Right, the people at McDonald's are gonna be replaced at some point, you know, the grocery carriers or whatever, the checkout. Also, white collar folks as well. Think about robotics with like surgeries and things of that nature. So like when you have that kind of spectrum where it's like affecting the lower, the middle, and the upper class, I think that's like something to look at.
But you know, with creative destruction, you know, that's the term we use for that, right? Like there's always been more jobs created than destroyed, right? It always takes those baseline jobs, destroys those, and then we create a whole nother layer of jobs that didn't exist.
But is that for white collar or not? That's the question.
Oh, it's always for white collar. Yeah, it's always, no, that's true. But I think hopefully we can, you know, bring those folks up. But you know, the more the demand is, often, you know, there are more people getting into white collar that weren't normally white collar. I came from blue collar family, 100%. I didn't know any white collar people growing up at all. I got into white collar as a kid, and you know, and this gave me the opportunity, you know, for a lot of that. So
So my next question.
Sure.
We do a lot of events. Lots and lots of events.
We do.
How, if you meet 80, 90, 100 people, how do you stand out? Like, what is your recommendations for standing out?
So first of all, if you are a founder, I assume in this example, right? So if you're a founder and you're trying to meet people, I met with a couple founders this morning for breakfast, and this was my advice to them, was that you should try not to sell in those discussions.
I agree.
You need to just start to create relationships. And I said, the normal thought process is that you're gonna meet an investor, you're gonna talk to them about your product, and they're gonna write you a check. That's not the path to investment. The path to investment is more like, let me meet somebody. They might not even be a good fit, but they know other people. They can be on my list, start to follow me, and I can create relationship down the road. And then when I'm raising my third round, here they are, right? And they know all about what I've been doing and how I've kept my promises and I've been consistent. And to me, it's, you know, using the dating example earlier, it'd be like asking, you know, trying to put a ring on somebody on the first date. It's ridiculous. You know, you can't do that.
No, it's a little forward. What I would recommend is this is what I would do. 3 points. Number one is first say something interesting to get them on the hook. And that could be anything, so just think about that. Number two is tell them what you do concisely within 2 sentences. So don't ramble on. They don't care about the 10-minute story and what the background is. Literally, if they're interested, they'll ask you more about that, number 2. And number 3, finally, is connect with them actually on like social media, LinkedIn, etc. Just send them a quick note. That is how you stand out. Do those 3 things and you'll stand out of 100 people.
I love that point that you made about, you know, and if you work with Naked, you know you have to say it in 3 words or less. That is a requirement.
Love it.
So you need to be able to concisely tell them what you do in a short amount of time.
Shorter the better.
Yeah, more words, nobody's gonna hear you, right? The other thing is ask them questions first, right? Like ask them let them ask you about your business, not you going, hey, let me tell you about my, you know, to me, that is not a great approach. And so I love those points, those are great.